And welcome back, everybody, as we're ready to carry on with the day here in Quake Pro League. It's week 5 of stage 4, and there's been a lot of bangers already. The next one to come is certainly one that me and you were excited for, 40. It's time for Cypher versus Tox.
I'm sitting here licking my lips, man. This one's a battle of legends. I can't wait to get into it.
Yeah, and that's not just the cheesecake residue.
It might be a little bit of both. Why not both?
Yeah, to be fair, why not both? Why not both for these legends?
There's some crumbs in here somewhere.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I try and get them out, but it's a little snack for later is not so bad.
To be fair, it's sustenance. You never know when you might need it. Halfway through, like a time limit duel, you get a little bit hungry. You go in the bid.
You need a pick me up. Why not?
Oh yeah, it gives you the energy, and hopefully this series will give us some damn energy as well, because it should be a sight to behold. Cypher, a living legend, of course, representing Na'Vi, going up against Tox. Truly, someone who is primed and ready for carnage, aggressive as you like on the server, and probably one of the quickest Quake players there is.
It's going to be insane. I'm very, very much looking forward to this one. Again, Tox, the Vitas we'll get into a little bit later, but no really speedy champ other than Anarchy. You're used to seeing him on that Slash and on that Strog, but not today. So still going to be an absolute beast, as always. Looking forward to his railgun play, and just everything about Tox is kind of insane. And when you watch him stream and play, it's kind of almost creepy how emotionless he can be while he's absolutely destroying everybody. It's alarming, Jackie.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, I'm not too surprised. It would be a little bit alarming, and he is damn good. He is so strong on the server. Hopefully he's able to show that to us. One of the things that we discuss a lot, obviously, here on the Pro League is his form. It's something that comes up quite often, although recently we haven't really needed to touch onto it as much, which has been a good sign. It means we've had more of the Tox that we know and love, and we're seeing him excel. Issue is, if he doesn't excel, he is going to be in a worrying position, because you're going up against Cypher, and this is an on-form Cypher that's been tearing it up, came second, obviously, at the last stage final, is looking like he's got his sight sets on only progressing further when we get into the next stage finals. 40, you give this man a chance, he is just going to run away with things.
Just getting better and better and better, making highlight reels left and right. Cypher, Cypher, Cypher. It's going to be insane to watch these two battle. I mean, it's always nuts to watch. Look at some of these highlights. It's just absolutely insane that some of the stuff Cypher can pull off.
He's so good, dude. So fun to watch. One of my personal favorites in the way he approaches the game, and hopefully we get to see a lot of that coming out on the server tonight, because it is just a masterclass of the game.
I just want to see what chat thinks. I want to see what chat... Yeah, let's see what chat thinks. Cypher or Tox? And then, of course, I'm going to ask you, Jackie, but, first, let's get into the veto if that affects your judgment at all. We got Corrupted Keep, we got Ruins, and we got Blood Run. And again, no Q4 movement for Tox could be something to note. We got Strog on Cypher and Scale to start off on Corrupted Keep. Then we got Ranger versus Galena, and then we got Doom versus Anarchy on Blood Run.
Man, okay, keep starting us off. It's a big talking point. It's a huge asterisk, because if you look at the champion picks, right, Strog and Pika, that's on Cypher. It's not a Tox pickup. Instead, he's gone for Scale Bearer. He's going to be swinging his weight around and ball rushing you down. That is a scary first map to open us with. Ruins, a little bit more basic, and Blood Run could be a huge, huge slobber knocker. The spit is going to be flying on that final map. A Doom versus Anarchy, chef's kiss.
It's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing, and we're going to see who's more doomed than the other. It is a best of 3, and it all starts on Corrupted Keep between these two legends, Strog, Scalebearer. I think you're absolutely right. I think Tox is going to be hyper aggressive, not afraid to use that bull rush. Get in there, mitigate damage, do some, shoulder check damage, and we'll see if Cypher's ready for it.
He needs to, dude. He needs to literally go all out with the aggression and use that extra stack that you have to your benefit, right? Try and stop Cypher from being able to excel on the Strog and play with the speed. Counter him with it. Obviously, this is all just speculation, though. Let's get into the game and let's see what actually goes down in reality between these two gods of the game. As we're ready to get underway with our next match of the night, Cypher taking on Tox on Corrupted Keep.
It's going to start off onto the Mega Straight in the LG, and the 50 shard here is Cypher slipping and sliding around. He wants rockets real bad. Tox knows it, and he's waiting. There's the bull rush into the rocket, and he sends him flying right off the bat. Get off of my map, says Tox.
Mate, he has been evicted from the keep.
Wow.
But Cypher's playing for keeps. Straight back into the game. We've already had a ring out and a ridiculous reply from Cypher. One apiece, the game is already tied. 40. We knew we would be in for a treat, but this is too much. This is like the cheesecake you had last time.
It's just so rich and decadent here. There's the LG around. Cypher wants more here as he's going to make his way back. He wants a little bit of heavy machine gun. Realizes the Mega's not going to be up. Both items going to be up in about 19 here. Now Cypher stuck in a predicament here. Good rocket into machine gun. Does have the peeker, and out it comes. Dealt with nicely, though. Tox still holding his ground, and he just has the stack to take that fight, Jackie.
Man, Tox. That's the benefit to the Scale Bearer. So bulky. So thick. He can just take so much more of a beating. And he's using that as a large advantage. Trying to play off the audio cues as well. Predictive rocket is good. 45 damage done to Cypher as he turns the corner. Dancing by him as they trade locations right now. Cypher getting gifted the angle towards the statue. They will be scrapping over control of the Mega, and it's up in about 7 seconds. Tox takes so much damage, though, he's probably got to back off and instead opt to go for the heavy. They'll trade the major items. No, they won't. The peak from Cypher. That's a huge play.
He tried his best to mitigate the damage with the bull rush, but just the onslaught from Cypher was a little too much. Cut him off before the heavy. He does get back in on the Mega, but he's getting absolutely peppered with heavy machine gun and finally goes down. Cypher doing a great job of taking advantage of him off the spawn. Now he needs to be careful, though. Here comes Tox. Oh! Rockets out from Cypher. What a shot.
Man, Cypher the Decipher. Decoding where Tox was going, and in mid-air hits him with the direct. That was disgusting, and it's ridiculous. Tox has been able to actually keep himself breathing and move on into the next encounter. I thought for sure that was going to be the frag 40. But here it could come anyway. There's Tox straight round the corner. Looking for action. And ready to rumble. Barely peeks, shows a little bit of skin. Cypher replies, trying to give him some how's your father, but he can't actually land the shots. He backs off instead, playing towards the nail room.
Just a little bit of ankle, but no damage. There's a little bit of LG from around the corner. Still no dice. Return to fire from Tox. Merely just a warning shot here. So those rockets go flying by. 33 damage, not too bad, but Cypher wants to lay it on thick. There's a 60. Doesn't hit with the follow-up, but he will fall back onto the Mega here. Still holding on to the one frag lead 3 minutes in. Needs to be careful on the cross. There's a little bit of heavy machine gun. Rockets flying in from Tox. Again, nothing too lucrative. Peeker comes out. Toxic needs to be careful here as the LG follow-up. Could this be enough? There's the bull rush, but 100 damage rocket reply from Cypher, and he slowly drops to his demise. I think Toxic just kind of knew that was up.
That was sick. That was sickeningly good from Cypher. The response was so well timed, so I was going to say poised and perfect. But I thought he was actually going to get another frag immediately there against Tox, but Tox evades him for now. Being able to keep his distance between the both of them. Their stacks are pretty much mirrored. Cypher does use the Peeker as a scouting tool, essentially a drone to try and get info. But the info is not needed. Instead, it's just aggression that is required. Turns the corner, but the LG primed, sparks him out, and keeps on moving, looking for even more. Will he instigate another encounter?
I think he heard him going up the banana. Could possibly play up the jump pad to cut off, but instead he wants to play towards the Mega. Sees it spawn at the last second. Does want a little bit more LG because he's been laying it on thick here. So he's clearing all the corners. I like the weapon switching from Cypher. Always ready as well. Always ready to do damage. Sees him out of the corner of the eye. And now he's ready. Has Toxic cornered in the boneyard here. There's a little bit of LG for free. And Toxic goes up again. Rockets out, but why? So much damage. The Rockets can't save him. Cypher capitalizes again. 6-2.
Man, it's so hard to stop this man. He's just a lunatic, especially when he gets behind you as well. Bullet off the bullet coming out right now. Oh, he is just beating him to a pulp. He's left him looking like mashed potatoes, 40. It's just not good. This is a bit questionable, though. The Peeker play somehow actually works, and he gets out of there because of it. What on earth?
I don't even know what I just saw, but Tox finally getting on the board again. 7-3 with that LG in the red room. Yeah, popping the Peeker and just getting knocked out of the room. It actually works to Cypher's benefit in that one. Tox looking to try and strike back here. 7-3. He takes so much damage. 25 HP. Heavy's going to be up in 1 second. He is going to secure it, but somehow survives as Cypher. A merciful god lets him escape.
Around the corner with the tri-bolt. Bit of damage done. He was prepared for the Peeker, and he is able to punish it and pick it off. Switches back across now, ready with a tri-bolt. Unfortunately, the pre-fire won't land. Instead, he drops in with a shotgun. Ball rushes him down as well and sends him back from whence he came. Oh, thought it could have been so big if he got that shot off just a few seconds earlier. Instead, Tox knew that he had lost out on that chance.
So close here. Still 7-4. toxjq taking so much damage unreturned. Cypher just doing a great job of maximizing damage and not taking any in return, as Tox doesn't really have the right weapon out for those engagements.
Tox through the teleporter, trying to build that arsenal up, as right now it's fairly lackluster. He just doesn't have that much to play with. He can't really scavenge much either, knowing based off the timing that he has to wait around to get the Mega to try and actually play with a full stack, something that has been very few and far between with him. At least he gets the nails as well. But is he going to bite the bullet and fully commit into this firefight, knowing that he's going up against a very on-form Cypher currently, trying to go around the angle, uses the ball rush as the instigator, does force out the P-car. He's so low, but he's still fighting tooth and nail to try and win it. Surely he has to back off now.
So much damage coming out from Cypher. toxjq trying to stack back up. Got to be frustrated. Look at that LG drop from Cypher as the Mega was right there. Just a glimmer of hope. And Cypher smashes all of it with that LG. 8-3, extending the lead. Tox could catch him out. That rocket almost sends him flying out of the map, but instead it sends him flying to the telly. toxjq has him cornered, checks around with the shotgun. LG on LG, but Cypher gets the best of him yet again. The stack is just too thick.
Oh, man. We're not even at 8 minutes yet. And Cypher, he's got a 9-3 lead. His peak is ready. The ball rush is prepared as well for Tox. The snapshot on the rocket is absolute lunacy. Oh my god.
Sends him flying in the air like a quarter pipe, but Cypher lands safely, lands the kickflip onto Tox's face, 10-3. And this is incredible play from Cypher here. He's ready for anything. He outstacks, out LGs. What can toxjq do?
Dude, that's so crazy. The fact everything he did was so precise, so robotic in the way he approached it, didn't show any sign of being spooked with this massive, bulky Tox charging towards you. Instead, he just plays the calculated game, gets the rockets off, and dispatches him in perfect form. And it could be happening once again, as Tox, this time, actually gets the better of him. Is able to overthrow Cypher, but he needs 6 more kills on Key to bring this game back, and that's just the tie.
If it's going to happen, it's going to be on this map. Tox needs to try and stack back up. The Mega is up, but there's no time. He's going to go to heavy, maybe double back for the Mega. Cypher waiting with rockets outside the telly. Tox needs to be careful, but he does, at the same time, needs to push this advantage here. Mega's still up, luckily for Tox. So the stack's there. The bull rush is back, and with 1:20 left, 5 frags. Do you believe in a thing called love, Jackie? This could be it.
You just got to listen to the rhythm of your heart, and there's definitely a chance here, as Tox's heart must be pounding in his chest. He has 60 seconds left. Can he do it? 5 frags in 60 seconds? It would be a ridiculously tall order. Is this man fit for the job? All rushes in. Should take him down, but no! Cypher ringing the bell. Trying to make this one be good night for toxjq.
22 HP after the bull rush. I think if he would have had rockets equipped, maybe one last ditch effort with the rockets. There's the peeker play around the corner. The machine gun really strong from Tox, but still 5 down, 40 seconds. It's going to be damn near impossible, Jackie. But if anyone can do it, maybe it's Tox here on the Intergalactic Warlord trying to hunt for Cypher. Where's this pesky Strog hiding there? He spots him out over at the heavy, but the LG's so strong from Cypher.
Yeah. This is it, dude. It's over. Cypher's just unbeatable right now. Does go down and will suffer another death at least, but it's still 12-7 with just 15 seconds left on the timer. There's no chance here for toxjq. It's unfortunate. A good first map though. We saw some crazy plays coming through, so already It shows a sign of what could come throughout this series.
Even at the end there. Cypher bests him 13-7 is going to be the final. That was well played to both players there, but Cypher just ready for anything, it seemed like. Especially after the way that map started. toxjq sent Cypher flying out of the map. Strong, bold start, and then 10 seconds, not even 10 seconds later, Cypher jumps right back into the fray, gets the refrag, and says, "You're not setting the pace of this. I am."
It was quite surprising. I don't think we expected that instantaneous ring out, nor the reply straight away. It was almost, though, as if that kind of immediately jump-started Cypher into just going, all right, like, let's get this game going then. And he just did not stop from that point.
Look at that. Oh, you want to play? All right, let's play.
That's what it felt like. It was crazy.
He's using that machine gun so well as well. We saw his LG be brilliant, but that machine gun damage from so far away, scale, of course, huge hitbox. He's a thick boy. Cypher doing a good job of reading that well, having the right weapons out at the right time around corners to do as much damage as he could, keep that max output, foot on the gas, and more LG here. Just crazy plays here. Just that LG absolutely melts him.
Oh, he was doing very well with the LG. Obviously, a little bit easier there with the bigger target of scale, right? It's like trying to hit the broadside of a barn. But it does not discredit just how good Cypher is with the LG. Just naturally, it's always been a weapon that's such a big staple for him by how precise he is. You can see with a lot of his tracing, he doesn't miss a beat. Same with Tox for the most part. They're both good LG players, which is why I think it really proves Quadra Point.
I think map number 2 is going to be a little bit different, though. I mean, we have kind of those medium champions now. Also, Tox is on the Galena.
Yeah.
I think, in my opinion, he can start that totem economy. Usually, we see players kind of play towards the heavy a lot more, because once you get that overstack, you don't even really need to play towards the mega. You just kind of set up a fortress down by the heavy and kind of dare your opponent to come into the lair and test your defenses. So we'll see how Tox wants to play it exactly, but I think this one's going to be a lot closer than that first map was.
Hopefully, it should be a damn good series, no matter what, though. Obviously, for Ruins, in terms of the champions, I guess, Galena for Tox, and then the Ranger for Cypher. It's just a matter of, can he use that Dire Orb to his advantage? Is there any little tricks that we can see being pulled out by Cypher? Again, another player that probably is relatively proficient with that Dire Orb. He's always been one step ahead when it comes down to mechanics, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see it be a massive relief for him.
Yeah, it's always interesting to see how players use it too. We saw Dewey earlier kind of use it offensively, trying to close the gap and finish frags, but a lot of times players can telefrag items or telegraph item plays so they can just, be in and out, not take any damage. But I think Cypher's probably going to play aggressive with the Dire Orb, but we'll see. Any given Sunday.
Oh, yeah, man. It can always be a different state of affairs. And Sarnath is certainly a map that leans into those Ranger plays. Let's find out then. Second map in the series, Cypher. He leads with the first. He's won on Corrupted Keep. Can he come back in and leave Tox in ruins here on Sarnath? Or will it be a different story for you?
I think toxjq is going to keep this one closer, if not take it. I think that first map was just kind of off to a rough start after that refrag. He started out really strong with the ring out, but then Cypher just brought it back. The hitbox LG may have been a thing. I don't know. I don't care, because we're going into map number 2 right now. Cypher versus Tox on Ruin of Sarnath. Let's get it, Jackie, here. Tox is going to start off on the lower, throws down the totem and grabs that heavy. And he wants to try and get these time shards as soon as he can so he can try and build that overstack as quick as possible.
Well, TikTok's on the clock. DJ blowing the speakers up. Let's see what terror toxjq will be able to cause on this one. Or if it'll be Cypher cutting his way through the opposition like a scalpel. toxjq right now, perched up on a pedestal, on the elevated angle, like an eagle-eyed hawk, looking for the moment to strike. Drops down towards heavy. Does get an initial tag off onto Cypher, but he doesn't stop him from getting the major item, nor does he win the fight either. He's taken so much damage, he's had to beeline it towards the mega.
What a rail.
Cypher was ready for him. Yeah, that was sick.
Cypher wants another one, almost hitting that. Does eat a little bit of rocket damage, but he's not afraid to re-peek again. He's like, I got the stack for days. Just haunting Tox, and Cypher takes that first frag a minute in.
Dire Orb goes out. Oh, could have used it if he wanted to. Instead, it was more of just a bait play to try and plant a seed of doubt in the mind of toxjq. Cypher hitting all of his shots and stealing all of the items as well.
And what I love about that is after a while, you can kind of set up your opponent, right? You throw 2 or 3 Dire Orbs out and you don't take it. On the fourth one, if you take it, it completely catches your opponent off guard. And Cypher again with the rails, grabbing his second frag out there in the courtyard. And I like those plays where it's just kind of a mind game after a while, too. We'll see if Cypher switches it up and starts taking some of those Dire Orbs later on. But right now, looking pretty strong, 2-0, 2 minutes in. Good try bolt from Tox, just to get information at the very least.
Ooh. Tri-Bolt come around the corner, slapping Cypher about a little bit. He does fully commit into it. Only 15 damage off that rocket. I thought it would have worked out better for him. LG coming out to play, tackling the totems as they get placed in front of him. This could be quite treacherous. He was able to get into the backline. Tox has only just realized what shenanigans were afoot. And he dips out, playing towards the heavy and getting his armor back.
Yeah, really good Dior play to grab that 50 shard out there. Tox almost hitting a great rail, dropping off that wall. Cypher will claim the Mega. Waiting patiently, trying to play slow, figure out where these totems are, make sure that the economy for the totem stays low. Doesn't want to give up that overstack. And now he's playing a little bit of denial here, trying his best. Just wants to hurt himself just a skosh to grab that armor. Heavy does go to Tox as the items will trade, but Cypher doing a good job of maintaining high ground, and he's going to be able to have position on this next Mega.
Cypher playing it a little bit slower. Listening to the audio cues, that is damn good. The first response there off the railgun, impacting directly onto Tox, doing 90 damage and allowing him to slip his way down into the lower position as well. Blinded by the light as he waits for the moment to strike. He can pick up the heavy, then execute on the dire orb if he wants to send himself out. Timing's not quite there, so instead it will just be the bait to try and play the mind games against Tox.
Tox does secure. The Mega does have a totem coming up. Could trap Cypher here. That's a good rocket. Totem goes down. A little bit of LG. Cypher gets stuck on the map geometry. Needs to try and get out of there as the rockets firing flares out defensively. Does escape with his life. Eats a rail. Extremely weak, but Tox is also railable too. He's going to go in on this, and Cypher goes all in, and it doesn't cash out. Tox takes the pot, takes the heavy, takes his first frag.
He's running with the money in the bank. He's cashed it in, and he is gunning for the title. Let's see if he'll be able to win this championship matchup then, as he waits on the corner, ready to strike. Tries to overstep the mark, and he is pushing quite aggressively. We normally see him taking that elevated peak over the top. This time instead, he bides his time, taking the more calculated faces. Heavy hit, drops the aggressive totem as well, and sends himself in. Aggressive as you like, as he's looking to try and capitalize and really sink his teeth into Cypher here. The rocket jump! Nearly the rocket into rail combo, but it just wasn't good enough.
Cypher was ready for it. So much damage off the spawn. And Tox needs to be careful. He's still playing with fire right here. Cypher has the stack to take this fight. 29 HP for Tox. I don't know how he's alive, and that's going to happen. The double back with the rail. Cypher takes that frag. What a sequence of events, man. Tox tries to rocket jump up and get that rail, and Cypher's ready coming out of the telly. Picks him out of the sky. Just such good play from Cypher. It's insane. When he's on, it's terrifying.
You just can't stop him. Once he flicks that switch and he is just on a roll, that's it. Like, you physically can't get ahead of him and slow down that momentum. It just does not work out like that. It's so good to see him back in the forefront. 5 minutes in. It's a 4 frag lead for Cypher. Nice shot from Tox, but will that be the beginning or the ending of his run here in this lifestyle? As he waits, playing towards the stairs, Cypher steals another major item as he will snatch away the heavy and been able to retreat. Tox has to just keep his nose out of trouble here, really. He can't afford to do much. He didn't expect the peak to come out as well. Tri-bolt transition. That's going to cause some trouble.
Caught him slipping. There's the dire orb play. The spawn for Tox is going to hurt. Can Cypher get this frag? Tox actually surviving somehow. Might even be able to turn this around. The rail misses at the very last moment. There's another rail through the telly. Cypher playing like a crazy person, putting his life in danger, doing so much damage. Misses with another rail. Is he going to go for another one? He finally gets it with 2 HP. And Cypher's a madman. That's it. It's done. Lock him up. Put the jacket on him.
Dude, as long as he is still breathing and he's got a single hit point left, you can't count him out. It's just disgusting, the level of lethality this man has available to him. Luckily, Tox is trying to put him in his place, but he's not leaving himself much time to do it in. He is getting totems down. He's 1 away from gaining himself that full overstack to work with, and he is chasing. Spots him out by the bounce pad, firing off the warning shot. Good adjustment as well, and that was beautiful. The rocket comes in, and Cypher's been blown to bits. Straight back. He is ready for action.
Ooh, that rocket was almost perfectly placed there. That's the best Tox could have done. Didn't have the height advantage to try and deny that Mega. Misses with the rail as well. But Tox getting himself back into this one. About 3 minutes, just a little over left. Now he's got him trapped. Needs to be careful. There's the rocket up close, but the LG from toxjq does have a pocket totem as well. Down it goes. Can he melt him before he gets around the corner? Somehow, with the vertical rail, Tox does it again. 7-4, 3 minutes left.
Oh, Tox. He's had enough of being punished. Instead, he wants to prove that he's been a puppet, a pauper, a pirate, a poet, a pawn. And finally, he's back to being a king. 5-7, he's 2 frags away from getting this scoreline tied. If he can just keep hitting shots like this, the rail coming around, but it won't matter. The Rockets are keeping Cypher at arm's length. They're both basically tied on health, but Cypher hits the shot. Oh, what on earth, 40? How has he done that?
Absolutely insane. Tox, I wish you would step back from that ledge, my friend. You're so close. There's the rail combo. There's the totem for a little bit of extra health, but the Mega goes to Cypher. Both players about equal. Almost finding another rail angle, and this is insane, Jackie. 2 minutes left, 3 frags. Neither player stopping the onslaught here as Tox looking for more rail angles. I can't even speak. I'm tongue-tied at all these rails. 10 HP. Tox looking for anything. He needs to stack back up, but with 2 minutes left, he also needs to put the pedal to the metal.
Oh, mate, I'm not surprised. The quality of Quake we're being served up here, it's going to keep your brain completely engaged. We've had some ridiculous things occurring. It's 8-5. Both of them have been playing their hearts out. We've seen some show-stopping moments from either one of them. Tox, unfortunately, won't be serving up anything else as he's taken down, stricken by Cypher. 9-5. It could very well be a 5-frag lead if he gets one more here as he's chasing around the corner. The LG was ready for the instigation, but it might actually be what's used to put Tox to bed in this encounter. They play Ring Around the Rosies, but the difference is Cypher's got an LG, and he's not afraid to use it.
Navigates the minefield. That's all Tox had. The Tri-Bolt will not land. Tox somehow getting in on this Mega. There's the... Oh my god, that rocket!
1 minute warning.
What, man? What is going on?
That was gorgeous, but you can't help but feel like it was a bit worthless as he's still down by 4, but man, you can't take that away from Tox. Hit him with the 2-piece, finished it off, still down 4, waiting on this heavy. It's eating up the time. He is going to claim it, but a little bit too late. 40 seconds to get 4 frags. And I don't even think the Terminator can do this one here. There's a good damage on the Mega, but he goes flying after Cypher's rocket connects as well.
Ooh, the flick was nice. Oh, nearly the adjustment of the follow-up as well as he was soaring through the sky. But as he touches the ground, he still knocks Cypher off his feet. The only issue is, of course, the one that's staring us in the face. The clock that's counting down. There's just physically not enough time for Tox here. Instead, he's just going for the jump shots. Was hoping to get something. He survives on 1 hit point, but that's going to be it. A 10-7 scoreline. Cypher will take the second map. That's a 2-0 in the series. What a map that was, though, 40.
Well, absolutely insane. Cypher hitting 62% rail.
Ugh.
Brutal.
That's disgusting.
Oh, man. It hurts. It hurts. Some of those shots were absolutely insane by Cypher. And I feel like we say that every week, but it doesn't stop. He has no signs of slowing down from Cypher. Like I said, just getting progressively better and better at all the major events and also week to week. And it's just crazy to see him just somehow outdo himself week after week. I don't know.
It's fantastic. It really is. Like, obviously, just to actually see both of these players come in and excel and pull out all of the stops, hitting ridiculous rails, outrageous rockets, never missing a single shot with the LG. It's moments that, you really appreciate just how good they are at the game and what level of competition we're being given here in the Pro League, right?
Yeah, absolutely love it. I mean, how many times have we seen Cypher or Tox survive on 1 or 2 HP? It's ridiculous, man.
No, it is absolutely mad. It's not
this
something that we see
vertical
too
rail,
often.
like, that's such a hard shot to hit. I don't know. As a viewer, if you haven't played too much, the hardest thing in this game, I think, is vertical rails, and Tox is somehow a monster at them. Cypher too, but it's just crazy, man. The
They were giving us all the
mechanics
high
on these guys.
Oh, yeah. It is just ridiculous, dudes. If Zoto was here, he'd be having a field day. He'd be losing his mind. It is just crazy. A big display from both of them, 40. That was a great second map.
It was. And we're not done yet. I mean, Cypher won the series, but Tox can still get a map in and kind of play spoiler to the bonus points of 3-0. We're going to be on a blood run here shortly. It's going to be Anarchy versus Doom Guy. What do you think, Jackie? A little bit of the same? Or are we going to see a swap up on Tox?
So the interesting bit is, right, is this is the one that I was looking at that I was like, okay, this should actually potentially be the best map of the bunch, because you've got the Anarchy for Tox, a champion that obviously, you know, he kind of writes the script on. It's where he lives his movie. You'll see him constantly using that injection, just swinging into every possible fight and using that speed, looking like a blue hedgehog. It's crazy. Instead, on the other side of things, you've got the Doom for Cypher. This man is naughty on Doom. He can use it so well. Obviously completely understands how to use that passive to its full benefit. I think this could potentially be the closest map of all.
I'm looking forward to it. Tox definitely needs the points. Again, all points matter in this one. You want to try and climb up the leaderboards, claw your way up as best you can, and at the very least, play spoiler to your opponent. We'll see who's going to be dropping all the rings on this one, Jackie.
Oh, yeah. And he'll have the one-up at the end of this. As it is, of course, quite close on the standings for both of these, by the way. Cypher's currently in 6th position, and Tox is in 9th. So the points do matter an awful lot. So let's reel it back in. Cypher on Doom, Tox on Anarchy. Let's see if he'll be bringing the Anarchy out, as we are in.
Cypher doing a good job of just chipping away and getting out of there relatively unscathed. Tox doing a good job of melting the heavy off of him. So stacks about even here as Tox looking for some armor. Does use the inject, it looks like. Missing with that rail, and Cypher not making the same mistake Tox did. Hits with that rail, jumps around the corner, avoiding the rockets. Wants a little bit of a tickle. Tox has the rail out, doing great damage. 20 HP, but the Mega right on time for Cypher. Just in the nick of time here. And he's going to be able to claim both items. Tox does have sound acknowledgement of when the items are, and that's the only thing he really has, as he's outstacked. I believe even out-weaponed here. Looks like he has everything he needs to fight back and try and get some of this control, but he needs to be very careful here. There's the inject again. Cypher saw it. There's some defensive rockets to make sure he doesn't aggress through that doorway.
Oh, man. Just swinging at each other and whiffing right now until finally Tox actually lands a shot. The Cypher's forced to just heal in the blood pool. He goes through the teleporter though, and Tox was coming straight towards him, beelining, ready for a scrap, and he gets the kill because of it. So the first blood is spilt a minute in.
Tox doing a good job of keeping the injection ready by grabbing those cooldown miles. And there it is, a little bit of insurance as he drops down the rockets. Absolutely beautiful.
That's sick. That was really nicely played from Tox. Both of these frags have been quite clinical. He's looking like the one that's being able to cut this one open with a scalpel right now. Calculated and clean.
Yeah,
and we're only 2 minutes in.
Yeah, it's good to see the doctor back in after the first two maps, and let's see if he can keep this up. Cypher using, what a flick from Tox. Cypher using that double jump to get across from Tribal to Shotgun, but just a hefty rail waiting for him there. Tox trying to fire from down below, misses, but does grab the Mega uncontested. Again, has inject for that offensive play if he wants to get up close and personal with those rockets. Does eat one rail, might eat two as Cypher tries to get one last one on the escape. Not landing, unfortunately. Next Mega up in 15. Plenty of time for Tox to kind of plan his attack. There's the inject. Does he know he's in Batcave? He's got a sense for it, and Cypher shows him with a little bit of Tribal. Now here's the battle, LG on LG. The drop onto the 50 armor. Is it going to cost him his life? Goes through the telly, doesn't really have a choice.
He's got to run away with his tail between his legs for now. Rebuild himself and go back in for another fight, another day. The issue is coming around the corner, firing off shots that were basically just warning. Cypher used it to telegraph his location, cleans up, and instantly equalizes all of that work that was done from Tox in the previous 3 minutes 40 has been taken away in a matter of 15 seconds, and Cypher's not even giving me a chance to calculate what's going on. He's just hitting these ridiculously disgusting shots, and they're locked in Mortal Kombat time and time again.
We'll see who can get the fatality and put up the third frag here. Cypher eating damage going through the telly. Does have the 50 shard to work with. In the recovery room, there's a rocket, and somehow Tox dodges it, kick flipping over it, but does eat a rail.
Coming up close towards 4 minutes then. Cypher, I was going to say low on rails, but I don't think it matters if he's able to hit them like this. Holds down with the LG as well, pre-firing on the angle in case there was a reface that came around from toxjq, but he wasn't going to overstep, wasn't going to run the risk of peeking in aggressively. Instead, though, as he makes his move, he fumbles, he fluffs his lines, and he gave Cypher another moment to strike, cleaning up with another kill and taking it 3-2.
Yeah, and this Skater Boy unfortunately entering the Hall of Meat yet again. 3-2. This could be 4-2 here as the LG melts him on the platform. Cypher taking advantage of Tox off the spawn. And this could be bad, Jackie. I'm worried. I'm worried for the boy.
It's certainly a scary situation to be in. Timing-wise, he sees him come in, dropping ollies as he goes, and tries to hit him and actually punish, switches to the rail as well. Such a nice transition. Even though he's doing just completely outrageous things, he's making it look so elegant and so easy whilst he does it.
It's just a gorgeous thing to see. Secures the Mega again, uncontested. Hitting the midway point of the third and final map for this set. 4-2 is Cypher. Is he going to get the clean sweep?
Will he get the 3-0? Or will he be put in his place at least once in this series? Does Tox have it left in him? Ooh. Combat-wise, nice amount of damage being traded between the two of them. The predicted play from the Tri-Bolt, though. That's the showstopper. That's the one that is going to end him. And that is damn good.
Just so well played by Cypher. He knows that the bane of a skater's existence are little pebbles.
Yeah.
Trickles them in with the Tri-Bolt, and Tox ends up on his face yet again. 5-2. Now the rockets raining in into the rail to finish it. 6-2 for Cypher, and he's only heating up. 4 minutes left, and there's no amount of white flags that would make Cypher toss it in here as the rockets come out. But wow, the LG just too strong. The bobbing and weaving finally nets toxjq a frag, technically, as Cypher takes himself out. Nails coming in. He wants that 50 shard. The LG really strong into the rail again. toxjq, signs of life now.
This is good. This is an awful lot better than the position we were in just mere moments ago. 2 frag difference, and Tox fired up. The rail is popping off. He's hitting some big shots with it, but he needs to keep it consistent and keep it clean as well. He can't afford to take any unnecessary damage into these encounters as his stack is still quite low. He's being able to bypass Cypher's shots for now. Wants to hit the midi. Waits for the timing, though, and as Cypher lands on the ground, he takes his feet out from underneathing him, making it much cheaper for Cypher to buy shoes here.
Just beautiful patience from toxjq. Just crosses under him and waits. Perfectly played, and now he's right back into this with 3 minutes to spare. Only 1 frag down. Trying to look for some initial damage here. A little hesitant to make the jump. Doesn't want to take damage. There it is. Now through the telly. LG on LG into the rail, almost gets it. Tox needs to be careful. 225s to work with. Inject comes out. He's going to try and secure this Mega, and he does, as the rail from above won't connect for Cypher.
Finally, Tox actually has a stack advantage to work with as well, especially when he picks up the armor, building it even further. They get thrust into close quarters combat immediately as Cypher turned round, going in, looking for blood. Oh no. The shots he's hitting are just stripping anything that is being built by Tox. It doesn't matter if you concede major items to him, because Cypher's just chipping them off the second they get into an altercation.
Cypher's just hitting everything, it feels like. Every rail that matters. He's only shooting 45%, but some of these rails are absolutely brutal. And here's the push with the LG. Tox in a corner now, has to fight his way out. Only 4 rockets, needs to be careful. There's a little bit of Tri-Bolt, but he is going to escape for the time being. Kick flipping his way around the corner, hitting a great rail. Bit of a nose grind as he hits him right in the face. And there's another one there around the corner. Cypher needs to be careful now, but he's got rails of his own. 2 of them to be exact, and that'll net him another frag. 6-4, 8 minutes in.
It's a 2 frag lead for Cypher. If he would have hit that, I would have lost my mind. Instead, though, he just keeps it clean and does it on the follow-up. What?
Oh, Cypher. Oh, man.
Dude, it's just ridiculous. He is serving us some vintage Cypher right now. Uncut and raw. Straight from Bolivia. This man is not cutting any corners with the way he's playing. It's disgusting. And he does even more as well, going in with a shotgun signature as he feeds it to Tox, taking him down and giving himself a 4 frag lead. This is just ridiculous.
It's just so pure it should be illegal twice over here as he's going to go for more. There's a little bit of tribal, nothing connecting. Tox trying to aggress with the LG, gets up close and personal. Cypher's ready with the shotgun, saying you should have kept your distance. And there's another frag. Toxic didn't really have a choice with a minute left. He's kind of got to push, and there's a good refrag off the spawn, but is it enough time? 4 frags in a minute on Blood Run? I don't know about this, Jackie.
If he can do it, he needs to start chipping away immediately. He just doesn't have the time to waste as he goes flying in. LG won't miss, but neither will the rocket. Cypher, big fan of SpaceX, as he slaps him in the face with it, blowing him to smithereens and shutting down the hopes and dreams of toxjq 40.
He was so close. The LG was pixel perfect, but so was the rocket. Unfortunate for Tox, and now the punches, and that's going to put the stamp on it. Mama said knock you out, and that's exactly what Cypher just did. 11-6, 20 seconds left. And that's the exclamation point on this series.
That's it. Dude, what final map, though? Like, just absolutely ridiculous. Both of them are playing out of their minds at the minute. And it's so good to watch as Cypher gives us the final killing blow, taking it 12-6. Leaving Tox eternally doomed there on the final map. So many opportunities, so many moments of greatness. But in the end, it's a Cypher show tonight.
Absolutely. Clean sweep, Jackie. 3-0 for Cypher. That's a whole lot of points. Toxic did his best, but it's just Cypher overpowered him. It's just too much.
I don't really know how you can stop him, to be honest. Like,
some of these drive-by rails, man. Like, jeez. Incredible.
He's just too good. He's too good for his own good. He has no regard for his own safety. This man is reckless, and I love to watch it.
I'm sure everyone at home does too. That was a hell of a set. Cypher putting on a show. Just adding clips to his frag movie. You know, I don't know when it's going to be released, but it's going to be a good one.
Oh, it should be. It certainly should be, as he has been building it for years with some of the plays he's been pulling out. Tox as well, though. Good to see that the form's not dropped off. You know, he's not slowed down. He still looks as good as on the ball as we've been saying in recent history. He's certainly been, you know, living up to our expectations. It's so good to watch because when Tox is playing a champion that leans into his strengths as an individual, it's just, you know, it's the dream scenario for anyone watching at home.
Yeah, just this tribal play though from Cypher, man. Just always ready. Just, it's so good. But I think you're right. I think it wasn't so much Toxic playing poorly. It was just Cypher playing out of his mind, as always, it seems like. Again, just getting better and better, and it's terrifying. I don't know.
It is damn scary. Like, there's no one that quite does it like these two, especially when they're fired up. The rail shots, the LG, just the movement across the board. Everything they bring to the table is it's just damn spicy and completely different from the normal tendencies that we see in Quake. Like some of the jumping shots when they were just bouncing their way along, perfectly precise predictions. It's just a real treat to be able to witness.
Even we saw some of those frags, just a glimmer of hope with that LG, and then Cypher hits the air rocket. It's just absolutely, we've said it before, but chef's kiss, Jackie.
Oh, just lovely. It is just wonderful stuff. You know, it's very hearty. It's one of those games of Quake that you walk away and you feel like you've just had like a really nice curry that's hit the spot, and you're like, oh, my belly's quite full.
You would say curry while I'm on the broadcast, wouldn't you?
Mate,
no,
I love
but you're right.
curry.
It's delicious.
I enjoy a good curry. Lamb boona,
don't we all, Jackie?
Little chicken boona sorts me right out.
All right, fair enough. It's delicious. You had me.
We'll come round. We'll have a curry together. It'll be a good night.
Now we're talking.
We'll watch the VOD back of just that game, because that was a hearty meal for anyone out there. More to come, though, of course, 40. We're not done yet, even if you do want to get rid of us. Unlucky. Still more Jackie 40 action as we carry on here with the Quake Pro League. We will be back with another certified banger, and this one is set to be a glorious game. Venga versus Base. Pointed this out at the start of the show. I can't wait to watch it. Keep it locked here when we return.